Hey, this is Carl, and today we're going to unbox something special, at least to me anyway, so stay tuned.
So as a thank you to the channel supporters and new supporters, I will be giving away these two statues. To know more, click the card above here or check out the description below.
So today we are going to unbox one of the wolf killers, but this is the version 2, although I really wanted the OG or the version 1 more, but I think I have to settle for this. So as you know, if this is the wolf killer, then this is sculpted by Erick Sosa. And I think this is my first Sosa statue. So I'm really excited to see what's inside the box and how Sosa does his sculpt. So let's start the unboxing. So in case you're wondering why I'm blurring the info on the box, it's because I'm not in the studio or group which this Wolverine came out, and I think the commissioner doesn't allow the buyers to sell them. So that's why I'm blurring it, so the commissioner wouldn't know which statue I received. The statue came in one box and it's quite small actually and a little bit light. So it did came with an art box. Let's check that out. So at the front, we see Wolf Killer Rampage. So this is what they are calling the Wolf Killer version 2. Nothing much on the side except for Wolverine's claw marks and a little bit the same at the front. And again, the same at the side. Nothing on the top. So let's start the unboxing. It came in the usual foam and Velcro scraps. These are some very good Velcro straps, unlike the other customs I received. So as always, we are going to look for the base before we start with the first layer. Since this is a museum type statue, all we have is a simple black base, nothing more. Okay, so let's go back to the first layer. Okay, so here we have Wolverine. Oh, I got the brown Wolverine version instead of the usual yellow-blue. As you can see, this is a very muscular version of Wolverine because that's how Sosa does it. He like those very exaggerated muscles. At the back, you can see a lot more of these muscles that I'm talking about. So let's take a look a little bit closer. But the boots, there's no texture here that will signify that it's made out of leather. The paint on these highlights of black isn't pure black. There seem to be some teal color. No textures on the yellow parts, as well as any parts of the statue. But you can clearly see the stitching on his belt. It is well defined. There seem to be no molding issues there, and he has some veins on his arms as well as his chest. And yeah, what else? Oh, and the hair on his biceps is painted here a bit. It's not that clear. So his right foot does have a key and peg, while the left one only has a peg. And we will install him now. Okay. Perfect fit. Okay, next on the first layer, I think these are portraits. So let's check the one at the top left. So we have one of the unmasked portrait. It does have a lot of strands on his hair. and there seem to be no molding issues there. His eyes are decals, and there are some wet effect or gloss effect inside his mouth on his teeth. The skin tone looks pretty good in my opinion. There are some veins popping out of his foreheads on the sides, and yeah, so this is one mean looking Wolverine portrait. So there's a peg on his neck which will help you install the piece. Easy peasy. So next, let's look at the second portrait. Okay, so this portrait looks like it's inspired from the game Marvel vs. Capcom because the cowl is quite long. His eyes is painted white. There's no decals there, and his beard is also painted and not sculpted, and some wet effect on his teeth. Very simple portrait for this Wolverine in my opinion. So let's swap this one sec. And here you go. And finally, the third portrait. So the third portrait is very similar to the first one. Okay, so this portrait kind of looks like that he's smiling, while this one is a little bit more angry looking. And the same with his boots. The cowl is not painted pure black. There seem to be some teal or lightish blue hue painted to it to give some contrast, I think. So looking at these two portraits, I think I like the angry looking one, so let's use this. Okay, up to the second layer, we only have the arms. So we have the right hand of Wolverine. There's no textures here to signify that it's leather, but you could see a lot of veins and it's not highlighted well enough, so that's okay. The claws are made out of real metal, which is real nice, and it seemed to be installed almost evenly, which is great. So right hand goes there. Similar to the first hand, there's nothing different about it. Sculpt is very consistent, as you can see. And there you go. And we have completely assembled the Wolf Killer 2 or Rampage Brown Wolverine by Erick Sosa. Okay, let's do some quick measurements for this brown Wolverine. So the width of the statue is around 17.5 inches. And the widest depth at the back of the statue is actually Wolverine's left arm. So the statue is around 10.5 inches deep. And as for the tallest point of the statue, it will be his claws on his right hand, which will be around 16.5 inches. So to end the video, here are my final thoughts about this statue. If you're a fan of textures and such, this will not be the brown Wolverine for you, as Erick Sosa's sculpt are usually pretty simple and it's mainly focused on the anatomy. And if you're not a fan of bulky Wolverines with exaggerated muscles, then you will most likely not be a fan of this as well. And most people will probably buy this because they're a fan of Erick Sosa's and probably want to buy a statue that will increase in value, like the version 1 Wolf Killer. But I kinda highly doubt that this statue will increase in value since it's already expensive as it is. This statue I think retailed for around 2,000 US dollars, while the original Wolf Killer was at around 1,000 US dollar or less. So it's definitely hard to beat the value of the first Wolf Killer. Although this one is pretty good, I still like the first Wolf Killer one more, and will definitely hunt that statue in the future. Nonetheless, the statue looks great. It definitely felt like it was a licensed statue to assemble. No problem with engineering or putting stuff together. Everything just works well. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching till the end. This is Carl, and see you in the next one.